Hello, everybody. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food. Are you a crowd person? Are you somebody that can be around a gang of people and get like a battery recharge that like no other situation gives you? Or are you somebody that at one of these great big cookouts, picnics, reunions, weddings would rather arrive late and leave early, and that's a wrap? Summer is filled with all of these occasions, and of course, built upon food. I mean, who doesn't say when somebody's getting married, what are you having at the reception, right? And it's not because they have a food allergy, it's just because they're always interested in the food part. And I know I am. And, Greg has great big family reunions. I come from the smallest of the smallest of the families, and so I'm not used to big crowds and gangs. And somebody texted me that they're en route to a family event, a big one, and there's a lot of anxiety surrounding it. And I was thinking about the autopilot that I can get through things, and because I've got my food under control, I've been tracking. Here it is, towards the end of July, and up until now, all summer long, I've dealt with every single family or wedding or company picnic or whatever, and I've done it with aplomb and known what I'm going to eat, known, how long the event is, what's being served, bringing my own in certain circumstances where I know that, like, I can get away with just my salad and nobody's going to say, you're weird. So what do? Well, sometimes we have to practice limited exposure to all of the chaos and hoopla and food gathering part, the everybody's around and everybody's thising and thating. And then sometimes we have to practice limited exposure around the food, because oftentimes these things have people walking around with trays of things. Do you want something? And you're talking to somebody and suddenly it goes in your mouth, or you're with your child and your child has half eaten something and it's like, well, what am I going to do with this? And so you pop it, and before you know it, you've kind of set yourself up for eating things that you hadn't intended, and all of the emotional feelings that go along with that. So it's hard. It's hard to want to go and enjoy and feel okay around everything and not have that anxiety. But if that anxiety comes upon you, how to handle it. Well, I always talk about these that bookending tip. And the bookending tip is, I'm on my way to this such and such. You text somebody, you email somebody, you call somebody that would understand, not roll their eyes. And you say, I'm just a little anxious about this. I did a lot of the things people say I should. I had a glass of water. I had an apple. I did not skip my breakfast that I always eat. Little things like that, instead of the I'm starving myself all day and I'm just going to become a pig at the trough and I don't care. This video isn't for you guys. This video is for ones that want to get to the end of the food event and feel okay with themselves and that they handled it well emotionally as well as with food. So there's the bookending part, and that would be where you contact somebody and tell them you're going to this event. This is what you plan to eat. Maybe it could be a portion that you're talking about. Maybe it's an item. Maybe it's an item that you're not going to eat and you commit to not eating that. And then after the event, you text, email, phone call that person and just, report what happened, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because when we are accountable to another person that understands food issues, it will make us more responsible to ourselves. And that will build esteem, and it will also build a strength and a confidence with social situations and your issues with certain foods and things like that. Another thing that I found that I have done is go into the bathroom. And I just look into the mirror and I talk to me like the person I wish was with me, and just give me a little bit of a smackdown about, let's not do this, okay? You're there. It's the people that are most important, I know, but your eyes are glued to that fill in the blank that you thought if you couldn't have it, it might, there's two ways of looking at it. One, if you have a bite, you're going to eat the whole thing. And the other thing, if you don't have a bite of it, you're going to regret and get home and overeat. Maybe you have a pattern of that. Yay, I did so good at the event, I'm going to reward myself when I get home. To tell you the truth, I do. I put a fat bomb at the end of my day when I have to go out at night to some sort of event, a concert, just something that keeps me out late at night. I have my little skin issue here. I have a 6 o'clock dermatology appointment coming up. I think it's next week. And yes, I will have a fat bomb planned for when I get home from that. And it just is what works for me. And I do what works for me because I want to stay on track and not go woo, 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 woo in the head. So if you find yourself in one of these situations, try the bookending thing, try talking to yourself in the mirror, maybe even put something in the tracker that's rudimentary, cheeseburger patty only, 1 scoop of Aunt Millie's potato salad, one healthy portion of raw veggies with a smattering of, if you like to dip them in things, 1 slice of watermelon. Maybe allow the treat, but one of the treats and a portion of the treats and a measured amount in your head and on your tracker. So when you do go there, you will be being honest with yourself and have that integrity of the tracker and just making it work. If you really want to make it work, then you need to do a lot of emotional stuff. You may look cool, calm, and collected at this event, even if your head is swirly, swirly, swirly everywhere. And that's okay, because you're working through it. And working through it is part of what we have to learn how to do. If you've got food issues and social anxiety, and those two things could make for a binge, and you don't want to, get in place and be real. Okay, it might not be a big deal for somebody else, but if it's a big deal for you, it's a big deal for you. And that's how we handle things. We talk about it, It is a big deal for a lot of us that have had a good program and know that this is the Achilles heel of our food issues, and it's coming up and we're going. So arm yourself. You can even, contact me. I've said to do that if you need to, but somehow take care of yourself so you come out of it the other side. And don't listen to people say that it's only. Those people don't get what you're going through. So find somebody that gets what you're going through, because it's not a just and an only. It is not a minimized sort of thing. It's a big deal. And if you had the courage to ask somebody for help and they minimized it, find another and just forget that they did that to you. They don't go on your resentment list. You're not going to eat at them. Have a wonderful day. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food in the Summer. Bye-bye for now.